never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
KDA, should we show them how we do it every day? Let's get it. Kali that girl, Kali go girl, Kali gon' stop, Kali gon' skirt, Kali got a job, Kali go to work. 뜨거워 언제나 don't get burned. 넘쳐 흘러물 than a buffet, 죽여주잖아 like a buffet. 누가 감히 on my outfit, 그 문 열지 마 that's a rough day. 당겨봐 your mark 'cause I'm greater than. 필요 없는 시험들 다 뿐이미. But all of my numbers are talking back. 부루마법 message monopoly. 눈종이 돈이나 real money 필요 없대. 너네들이 만든 돈들 go get it, go get it, go get it. 더 미션 눈을 못대 못해 그래 너도 get it 'cause I got it different.
All I'll ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it in, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, and it up and away. You know I got it like bomb, bomb, blow your mind. Never giving less, and it's how it'll stay. You know I got it like all day, all the time. When I go, it's for gold. Get it cool, but I'm cold. I don't fit in a mold. I'm a rebel. I don't do what you say. Making moves, I don't wait while I smile in your face. I got different.
Hey, I muted us for just a minute. I'm just playing music for right now, so we can just stay quiet until I come on to like welcome everybody. Okay.
All I'll ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it in, never running low.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment. Now is your time, so prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Welcome to the climb up. Reach for the summit. Visions brave, the one falls, steadily the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. They will remember you. It is you fight among the dead beneath the dirt. Or do you know yet? Or do you want it? And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, do you know it?
Welcome back, Camelback fans. Thank you so much for joining us today as we start our final game of the regular season. So today we are playing Game 8 against River Valley. So super excited to be here. I am Coach Corey again, and with me I have Martin. Hey, Martin.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. So our team is just now getting loaded into the lobby. So both teams are getting in there, getting situated. They do need to line up in the correct order. So we'll just take a couple minutes as they get started, and then we'll go straight into our picks and bands. So we'll play a little bit of music while we wait for them to get ready, and then we'll be right back.
Yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Pick up your weapon and face it.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one that walked while they all played. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
All right. So we are ready to get started. Our team is in the loading screen. So they are going through our picks and bans.
As you wish.
So let's see. So far, Camelback has banned Wukong and Trendemir.
But not
Pretty good
cowardice.
bans. I think both are top laners. It looks like Red Team did ban Lux and Darius.
Yeah, so it looks like so far they're targeting our support and our top laner. And it looks like we have banned Warwick as well for their jungle. As I look at this, Trendemir, what lane is Trendemir normally? Do you remember, Martin?
If I think he is a top laner. If not,
Fear
he
is the
has
first of many
tank,
foes.
something like that.
Yeah, I
No.
don't remember for sure.
But if I would say anything, he would be a top laner. It did ban Garen for top lane, so that might be a reason why.
Yeah, lots of bans for top lane today. It does look like Camelback has chosen Veigar as their first one, so that will be for our mid laner. So that'll be exciting. I think he's been wanting to play Veigar for a couple weeks, but it keeps getting banned.
Veigar is really good for our mid laner. It does look like they did pick Dr. Mundo. He is, I think he's a support. I played against him.
I think he's a jungle.
Are you sure? I've played against him in bottom lane. I didn't know but there was an Ash.
Really?
Yes, support.
Huh, interesting. Most of the times that I've seen Dr. Mundo, he's been in jungle. So that's interesting that somebody took him down and played him as a support character. It does look like River Valley has chosen Mordekaiser, and I know that one is a top laner for sure.
Because it is a really good person. It does look like Camelback did choose Ash as their bottom lane, and does look like they will be choosing Rel as a support. That always is a good duo to see, Rel and Ash.
Yeah, Sam I Am and Pac-Man have a really good just mesh with those two champions. They do really well in the bot lane when they have Ash and Rel, so that'll be fun to see. And it does look like River Valley has chosen Brand as their support.
Are you sure Brand is support? I think
Yes.
he should be a top laner.
He
Huh?
is a support player. He's actually really fun to play with. I've actually started trying to learn Brand a little bit. For some reason, he has like an ignite, I guess. It's not like the summoner spell ignite, but I don't know. He just has a combo that can cause an insane amount of damage, and it's amazing. But I can never land it. I still need
Sometimes
lots
it's
of
all hard.
practice with him.
That looked like River Valley did ban Orin, a top laner. I think someone on our team, I think Pugman, played top laner, right?
No, it was Codex. He's not playing top lane today though. So that's interesting. They're definitely going off of, because I don't think Nubasaur plays Orin. So that's interesting that they went off of one of our subs. But it looks like we banned Zerath and Lulu as
That's
our
good. And those
final
look like-
two bans.
And River Valley did ban
Vi.
Vi.
Yeah, Vi.
So,
That's another
those
top
look like they
laner.
did- so many top laners for these
I-
bans.
No. Yeah, definitely targeting our top lane for sure.
The top laners are in the world of their own, so they had to both defend and attack for themselves usually.
Yeah, and
And
when
those
we
look
look
like-
at some of our last few games, our top laner has definitely gotten super fed. So
Yeah,
it's
and-
understandable why they want to be careful.
And it does look like we did choose Kane as our jungler and Gangplank as our top laner. That's going to be interesting to see for Gangplank.
See, that one surprises me because I feel like Gangplank has been getting banned almost every single game because he is insane with Gangplank. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how it plays out. So we missed a couple picks on River Valley side. They did pick Zed for mid lane, and they picked Kai'Sa for ADC. I know Zed can cause an insane amount of damage if he scales the right way, so that's going to be really interesting to see how he plays against that Veigar.
That is true, but Veigar can be very annoying, especially with the gate. But if you are Zed, you could teleport out of the gate.
Oh, can you? I didn't know it could do that.
Well, I don't know, but say you have a shadow as Zed outside of the gate, and you get stuck inside.
Oh.
What I'm thinking is because he teleports outside, or wherever his shadow is. So that might come in handy for Zed.
Yeah, that's very possible. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun match to watch. I've played with Dr. Mundo a little bit, but I don't remember exactly what he does. But I do know that Isaac can get really carried away with his Kayn. So it'll be fun to see how Gangplank and Kayn can definitely scale in this game and get super fed like they have in the past. This comp that we have is just such a traditional comp for us. I feel like, Sam I am super comfortable on Ashe. That's definitely his main. Pugman with Rel. He's put in so much practice into Rel this season. Tot Raccoon definitely with Veigar as well. Like, he's put in a ton of time and he's gotten really good at landing those cages. So I'm really excited to see what they're able to do as a team, because I think those team fights are going to be crucial.
Right, team fights are always crucial. It does not matter who it is, but I feel like if anyone's going to be the most important on each team, for Camelback, it would probably be the Veigar, Kayn, and Gangplank, and for River Valley, it would definitely have to be that Zed, Dr. Mundo, and Brand.
Yeah, well, that Mordekaiser, the ultimate of how it can pull you into that realm, can definitely cause a few headaches.
Yeah, but if you pull in the wrong guy, then you will definitely be screwed. There's
That's very
100%
true.
chance that you can get screwed from yourself.
Well, for anyone that's new joining us to watching our league stream, we are on a spectator delay. So it just puts us a little bit behind the players. Riot does this in order to avoid any sort of cheating. Our spectator view allows us to see the entire map vision, where champions are for both River Valley and for Camelback. So we are on a 2.5 minute delay. The team has already loaded into the map and has already begun their game. So we will be joining them in about 55 seconds and get started for our final game of the season. It is crazy that the season's already over. I can't believe it.
But time flies by, especially during these games, because even during the games too, you're just having a lot of fun while you're playing. I know it can get really competitive at times, but overall, it's fun during it.
That's so true. So we do have a week off next week. Brackets are all figured out, and then we'll have our brackets come out for playoffs. So we are hopeful that both our Varsity League of Legends and Rocket League will make it to the playoffs this season. So we'll know specifically what seat we will be at and what our playoff schedule will look like. We'll make sure to share that out with all of our community as we get closer to playoff time. All right, so our spectator timer has run out, so we are just now waiting for the game to officially load. We're trying out new systems for streaming, and hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything goes according to plan. I always like seeing all the skins in the loading screen. It's fun to see what we've come up with.
That's true.
All right. So I believe we are up. Martin, could you double check for me that the game is up on the stream?
Yeah. And it's up.
Yay, it worked. All right, so it looks like both teams are heading out into their map. Camelback is opening in the normal 5-point formation. Really just standing by, the main entrances to the jungle. River Valley just kind of checking out, just making sure no one's trying to invade in any way. Bot is ready to gank for jungle. And yeah, everyone's just waiting, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, nothing too bad happens in the beginning. It looked like
Sometimes,
they were taking it
very
shot.
rarely, you'll get an exciting moment where you'll have a death or, a team invaded and, got a few good hits. But it's very rare. Most games, this is how we start. Everyone's just waiting for minions, waiting for monsters.
Yeah, this is just how it looks. Just people dancing, I red and blue buff taunting.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's just how a game starts. I don't know about the
Yep.
really, really competitive esports. I don't know how that goes, but this is how a game starts for high school.
For the most part, yeah. So River Valley started with the standard blue buff on their side, Camelback starting with red buff. And then all champions go to their lane and start farming away. Really important to get that CS early game. Still looking for whatever pokes you can get here and there. But overall, staying safe and just getting that farm.
That is true.
So again, not too much. If you look at the mini map, everyone's really close to each other, kind of like ready to engage, but not really. So it does look like both teams are playing pretty smart, not trying to overextend in any way, and just getting whatever hits they can as they try to farm those minion waves.
That is true. Everyone just CSing in the start, especially the junglers. They're just trying to do as much as they can.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Mundo, jungler for River Valley, just backed. Seems a little early to back because I feel like he probably didn't have that much gold. So it's just interesting. I've never seen anybody back this early.
I mean, that is true, but then again, too, sometimes junglers, when they do make a mistake, especially if they're like beginners,
Yeah.
they do end up just backing just to get more health or just go
Yeah.
on the opposite side.
And I do know there are some champions for jungling that are really squishy early game, so they have to be more careful because they just don't cause a lot of damage. I don't know where Mundo falls in that scale, but that is something else to consider. So it does look like top lane, Gangplank pushed up Mordekaiser up on his tower. Kane is right there just clearing some vision, but it looks like Mundo knows that he is there, so he decides to back off.
Oh, on the topic of Dr. Mundo, by the way, Dr. Mundo can get very tanky. When I play with him
yeah.
in bottom lane, he can get very tanky. He's not someone that is squishy. He can get very tanky. So that Kane really does need to be careful if
Yeah.
he does fall under Dr. Mundo in that jungle.
Yep. Both teams are really even right now. When we look at their CS, when we look at goal difference, it's a very even start of the game. Zed is starting to get a tiny little bit ahead from that Veigar in CS, but not anything too concerning. Top lane, they're pretty even, and in bot lane, they're dead even. So I think it's going to be really fun to see. So far, these teams are very equally matched. So it's really going to be fun to see how they progress.
That is true. Surprisingly
Looks like-
enough, I never thought Dr. Mundo would actually be a jungler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I've always seen him in the lane.
But it looks like Mordekaiser has gotten first blood in the top lane, going to River Valley as he was able to kill that Gangplank. And it looks like Kane is chasing down Mundo, chunked him down quite a bit. And it looks like Zed came to help, and Veigar is there to help him get away. River Valley looks like 4 of them lined up there, um, trying to potentially have an engage, but I think they might be going for Dragon.
I
Or
mean, all of
maybe.
them are at Dragon, just besides Zed, nothing just holding them off.
Yeah, so it looks like they just worded it and walked away from it. Dr. Mundo doesn't have Smite right now, so he's probably waiting until Smite is ready, which that makes sense.
It is true.
It does look like Kane's in the bot lane, possibly looking for a little gank, but we'll see. Or maybe he's just farming.
Well, if anything, I would say he's farming because junglers, they could be just anywhere and just say, oh, I'm farming.
Yep.
I'm
it's
sure
very,
they can
very
get a
true.
gank, but I would definitely say let them get a farm really quick and
Yeah.
spite so they have more health and everything like that.
Exactly. Not anything too crazy going on right now. Dragon is up, but as we've seen in many other games, teams definitely take their time, which is smart. Dragon, all the other monsters, they do cause damage. Usually not enough to really cause concern. But if you go in unprepared, it could cause some challenges for you. So it looks like Mordekaiser tried to get Gangplank again, but Gangplank was able to get away, and Gangplank walks away with the kill on Mordekaiser.
It's really good on his part.
Yeah, Mordekaiser was really close to getting him, so he did have to use his flash to get away, but was able to stay alive and get the kill.
I mean, that is very good on his part. I mean, especially because for all the gold that you get for a kill, it really helps out a lot and can potentially push you ahead.
Right, and anything else, it just evened out the earlier kill that Mordekaiser got on Gangplank. So I think top lane's going to be really interesting to watch because they're evenly matched so far. Gangplank is starting to get ahead in his CS, which will help him down the line because he'll be able to have more items eventually. But we'll see how they continue to progress.
It's true. I mean, for CS, it does look like everyone's very close. Even the junglers are, even the bottom laners are very close. So
Yeah,
it's really good on their part. They're all like learning, CSing, and just trying to stay together. Even though one of them is trying
Yeah.
to push ahead.
I think that is something to definitely take note of because if this their gameplay is pretty even between all the champions, that means that it's really going to come down to those team fights, objectives, which team is capitalizes the most on their objectives. And that's the team that's going to be able to get ahead, you know. So it does look like River Valley is going for Dragon right now. Kane was right there potentially trying to steal it, but it looks like Camelback has decided to back off, and River Valley has taken first Dragon.
It's good on River Valley's part. They're doing really good. So they did get first dragon, so that's very good. No
Right.
one has really gone to the top side yet. Just everyone's really staying bottom.
Yeah, so
It looks like-
Zed jumped up behind Vigar. That was a really cool play of how that happened. So Vigar was under a tower, Zed came to attack, almost killed him. Just in time, Vigar laid down his cage, still killed the Vigar, but because of the ignite that Vigar used, he was still able to get Zed. So they're 1-for-1. So that was a very smart play by Vigar, that even though he was going to die, he was able to get a kill as well.
That is true. And if you looked at it very closely, if you ever go back to the replays, he did jump out of the cage that we were talking about earlier. So
Right.
it does confirm that you can't do that with Zed.
Yeah, what definitely hurt Zed is that he killed Vigar under a tower, which means the tower still aggroed him, and it caused a lot of damage on that Zed, so that then Ignite was able to finish him.
That is true.
So it looks like Mordekaiser is recalling. I know he got really low life from Gangplank. So Gangplank's now able to push up on that minion wave and possibly get some hits on tower.
It doesn't look like any of the junglers have, really gotten ganked yet. It does look like they're about to encounter right now, though.
Yeah, so it does look like Mundo is farming. But yeah, you're right. They haven't done a whole lot of ganking, which is very interesting. There has been quite a bit of vision. A lot of vision being put down and a lot of vision being cleared by both the junglers. So I wonder how much that's preventing them from getting some of these ganks, because being able to come in without being seen is crucial to having a successful gank.
It's true. I mean, if you definitely get seen and you're a jungler, it'd be a lot harder to, I guess, progress in a game because you don't get that sneak up on the enemy team.
Right.
Not a lot of vision from either of the teams, it looks like, but everyone's in top swiftly.
Yeah, so it looks like River Valley is trying to get Rift Herald. Camelback is there trying to potentially steal it. And it does look like Camelback has stolen the Rift Herald, and we have a little bit of an engage here.
This is very good that they did get the first kill on Dr. Mundo, second on Brand, third Zed, and that's very good.
Right, Mordekaiser did get a kill on Vigar, but Vigar was able to cause a lot of damage before going down, and both Gangplank and Kayn were able to walk away from that.
That's very good. Even Ash did come up to help, and they had to travel all the way back down, but it was very good that they did help.
Yeah, and that also allowed bot lane to have a little bit of extra freedom, and they're getting some plates off of that bottom tower. So that definitely was a great engage, not just getting the Rift Herald, but also being able to capitalize on getting some plates in bot lane.
That is true. Plates are very important, especially early game, because if you get them, you do get more gold. For people who don't know that, when you get plates before the 14-minute countdown, there's plates on the first turrets, and if you destroy them, you get more gold out of it, so that definitely will put you ahead in CS.
Right. So that was a really good engage, and it does look like Mordekaiser back, so Gangplank is left alone to farm a little bit more in that bot lane, get a little further ahead. He does have shutdown on him, so he's definitely starting to scale a little bit more.
It does look a little quiet because not really too many gangs for the jungles, and that's really interesting because I would have at least seen like 3 or 4 already from the games I've been in.
I know. I mean, our junglers usually do a lot more. So it does look like top tower has gone down. They used Rift Herald up there. So that really helps Camelback. It really starts to create some distance as far as gold difference, getting that first tower, and just starting to create some space.
This is very good. It does look like turret plates did just fall down at the 14-minute mark in the game. That means no one can really get more gold, but the people who did, they definitely probably got a little bit ahead in CSing.
Right, and dragon did spawn, the second dragon, and it does look like River Valley got dragon number 2. We had a little bit of a mini engage, but not anything too bad. There was some vision being laid down, but it looks like Camelback just kind of let go of that dragon. Mundo ended up walking into some Camelback players there, so we'll see if this turns into a fight or not.
I mean, it does look like a little bit of an engage. Nothing too bad is happening, but they're definitely trying to get a little bit engaged, probably get a kill or not, but they're definitely trying to do something while everyone is down there.
Right. We still have several champions down in bot lane. Looks like River Valley is really trying to take out that tower. Kane jumps in and gets an engage. Looks like we're able to take out Zed. We took out Brand. And we took out Kai'Sa. It looks like Gangplank did go down to that, right?
Yeah, he did go down. It's sad to see, but you know, you can't win everything perfectly, but he definitely tried during it.
Yeah, I'm curious what caused him to go down because I thought Zed had died first.
Well, Zed did use his ult before he did die, so that definitely caused some damage on Gangplank. So
that makes sense.
He definitely went down, but he did a lot of damage.
Right. But with Kai'Sa and Brand being down, same with Zed. Looks like both mid and bot lane took advantage of that and did some extra farming. Bot tower has gone down. And Veigar was able to get some good hits on tower.
This is very good on his part too. It looks like Kane is coming up, just up the middle, just really trying to do something there. Did get the Brand that was in the bush though.
Yeah, absolutely. So he was definitely able to. I'm not sure if they had some vision or what happened. It looks like Kai'Sa got stuck behind the bush there, and Ashe gets the kill on Kai'Sa.
This is very good. Brand was not even there to help, so that was very good because Veigar did do a little bit of damage. He did had a little bit of vision. Couldn't trap him in the little gate though, but he did get some damage. And Veigar can do a lot of damage later on in the game if you do know how to play him. Like our mid right here, he knows how to play him very well. So it is very interesting to see what he'll do and what he'll buy throughout the game.
Right, looks like Ashe and Rell are both in river, laying down some vision. Dragon's not up for another minute, 40 seconds. But just laying vision there on river as they join mid lane. And see if we have another engage here. Looks like River Valley does have two champions just chilling in the river. I'm not sure if Camelback has any vision. I can't see. They're all stacked on top of each other.
Camelback doesn't have any vision there, but they might know that they are there because Kane was behind them. So maybe, but it does look like only Dr. Mundo was there. But there's about 3-4 of them in river.
It does look like Kane and Ashe have both recalled. Veigar is just stepping back. Rell, they're both recalling as well. I think they're just resetting for Dragon. It will be up in less than a minute. So just buying up any items that they need to make sure that they are 100% ready for that Dragon.
It's very good to reset, especially before going into Dragon, Baron, or Rift Herald, because you want all the items and damage that you can do. It looked like Red did a little bit of damage before that though, so it'd be very good on him. But he might get ganked by that Kane right there. Does slowly get out of there. Ashe does get her ult though, so that's very good.
Yep, so he definitely got a lot of hits on that mid tower since Camelback just wasn't there. Looks like Brand has been caught out just a little bit and he does go down. And they find Dr. Mundo and wow. that was a quick melt on Dr. Mundo there.
Yeah, that is sad to see. So there goes the jungler since Dr. Mundo is jungle, so it will be a lot harder for River Valley to steal the dragon.
Yeah, so you can see River Valley is nowhere near there. They know it's very hard, so Zed instead is pushing mid tower and looks like he is able to get tower. Camelback is quickly coming up behind him. And we'll see if they're able to catch up to them.
Well, it looks like Mordecai was on the other side of that tower, so it's very good on their part. They're trying to get away, but that Kane is just really fast.
It's insane how fast Kane is. Kane and Hecarim, I can't get over how fast they move in this game. It's crazy. Looks like they're trying really hard to get that Mordekaiser. He was able to get out of that tower. Not tower, cage. Let's see. Looks like Veigar goes down, but Kayn is there to finish it up.
Shoot. I think without the Kayn, it'd be a lot harder. So it's
Yeah.
very good that he gets it.
I would completely agree. Kayn is definitely starting to scale right now. He's 4-0-3. So really in a good place. And, you know, overall, like it's we don't like to see any of our champions go down, but us only having 1 kill versus, you know, being able to get a few kills on River Valley, I think overall it was a good exchange for Camelback there.
That is true. I think what might happen next is that someone might either try to go to Referral, or if not Referral, Baron. But they'll definitely Camelback will definitely try to get next dragon. I'm guessing as soon as they can, because River Valley does have 2. So they
Right.
will probably try to get next dragon as soon as they possibly can.
Yeah, River Valley has a ton of vision in River right now, so Camelback really definitely needs to be careful. Gangplank was in a bush that he didn't realize was vision there. I mean, luckily it's Gangplank and they weren't able to cause a whole lot of damage. He did get bottom River Scuttle, which does give vision, so that definitely helps Camelback a lot. And it looks like Veigar was able to get a few extra hits on that mid tower, but it's still not going down.
Honestly, it doesn't look like much vision around the jungle or anywhere at all, honestly. I'm surprised the entire map is usually lit up.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
looks
we're seeing a lot of vision in the bottom side river. No one's really paying too much attention to top side. I mean, River Valley does have a couple wards up there, but yeah, they've been focusing a lot of their attention on that bottom side river.
It is very good, honestly. Usually the first things do come are usually Dragon, and I would say definitely the junglers if they want to start on red or blue buff, depending which side you're on. But
Right.
definitely, first things first that usually comes is Dragons. No one really goes for Herald, but once you get a Dragon, it's about like around level 6, so it's really good.
Right, so let's look like in top lane, Mordekaiser was trying to take out tower. Kayn, Ashe, and Ro were able to follow up, and Ashe got the kill on the Mordekaiser. Ashe is actually doing really, really well. She's gone 5-0-2, actually has a shutdown, so Sam I am is doing a phenomenal job with Ashe today.
That is good. For people who don't know, this game is a little bit different. So there's 5 kills, 0 deaths, and 2 assists. Usually, sometimes it'd be the other way around, but not for League.
Yeah.
It looks like everyone is kind of bunched up in mid, trying to get that next dragon.
Right, so Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds, so both teams are trying to set up, trying to lay down vision. Looks like Camelback is trying to push River Valley back as much as they can, you know, as safely as they can, taking out any vision that they lay out as they lay it, really trying to get some sort of an engage. Wow, did you see that hit from Gangplank? Like, Half-Life 3 champions. That was crazy.
Yeah, that is very.
Oh.
Gangplank is very dangerous if you know how to play him. He's really trying to get fed, and you can definitely tell. So he's a force to be reckoned with if he puts those, I think, barrels down or those mines down, whatever he puts down.
Yeah. So it does look like Mundo and Mordekaiser have both gone down. Zed is there trying to get an engage. He does jump out of the cage, but Gangplank's right there to finish him off. And Camelback gets dragon number 2 for them. Yeah, this is the point where Gangplank is super fed. He attacked that Kai'Sa, got hit by tower twice, and it didn't even take a fourth of his life. That's crazy.
And that is very good, especially on his part, because since he's fed now, it's going to be a lot harder to take him down. He half-lived, I think you said about 3 champions.
Three
just
champions with one hit. I don't know what ability he used, but that was just insane. I saw him shoot, and 3 of them, like, half-life down. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
He's definitely going to be a lot harder to kill. Right now, especially in those team fights, he's going to be a lot more important, because if you could do that, then it's going to be very hard to just not focus, and that's probably the first thing that they will do, since he could do so much damage.
Yeah. So, right now, Camelback's in a really great place. The kill ratio is 20-5. Gold, Camelback is almost 10,000 gold ahead. So really in a great place. Now it's all about monopolizing to actually get into the team's nexus. We say it quite often, you can have the most kills in the game and still lose the game, because it's not about the most kills, it's not about the most gold, it's about who gets into the enemy's base first. So the fact that Camelback has more gold means that they have more items, so they should be in a place to really be able to push those towers. So now it's time for them to focus that energy and, yes, get the next dragon, get Baron, but start putting some pressure on those towers and start getting into the base.
That is true. And next dragon, and the 2 next dragons will be very important, because both teams do have 2 dragons, as you can see, and whoever gets the next dragon is going to have 3. So the other team will definitely try to steal whoever's 4th dragon that it'll come to be. So it's going to be very important to get dragon at this time. So after
yeah, but it looks like Kate... Oh, no, go ahead.
After the 3rd or 4th dragon is definitely very interesting, because usually what one team does, they either recall or they try to go for Baron and just try to push as much as they can.
Right. So, looks like we do have an engage. Kayn did get Kai'Sa. Looks like Zed has gone down. Brand has gone down. Kayn is fighting Mordekaiser in the bot lane, while the rest of the team is pushing up mid.
That is true.
And it does look like that mid tower has gone down. Mundo has had to retreat. So it looks like Camelback is going to recall a little bit and reset. Dragon is up in 1 minute 50 seconds, so they have plenty of time to reset, get a little extra farm.
Mundo did take a lot of life when he just went out in front of the tower for about like a good 3 seconds. He got half of his life taken out, and that's very good for Camelback, because they can see that Dr. Mundo is... It doesn't look like he's as tanky, because it does look like he is falling behind a little bit. Behind the Kayn by at least 2 levels and some CS. So it's very good for the Kayn to try to stay ahead, but that Dr. Mundo can probably die very quickly if Veigar and Gangplank just 2v1 him.
Right. So it looks like River Valley found Ashe in their jungle, and they were trying to chase her down, but it doesn't look like they were really able to do much. Rell and Veigar both showed up to support. So it does look like everyone is backing off a little bit, but it's like they're right there. They're just on the edge of potentially starting another team fight.
That is true. Dragon is up in about 40 seconds, so it looks like they will try to do something.
Yeah, so it looks like Ashe is recalling. There isn't a lot of vision around Dragon, so that's interesting that neither team did a whole lot of planning too far ahead of time. I think we're used to seeing teams get ready for it a little bit sooner, but I think they've been holding each other off and just kind of almost like playing chicken, just like looking at each other and saying, "Are you gonna engage? Are we gonna engage? What are we doing?"
That is true, especially because it's almost as whoever kills the other person first in a team fight, that's who's gonna win. But if you're very fed like the Gangplank, then it's not gonna make a difference because he does so much damage. Look, that Mordekaiser is already almost dead. Does look like he did die right there. That
Yeah.
Zed also died as well from that Kane and Rel, so it's very good. And it's just gonna be very hard to try to get away from everyone, especially that Gangplank and Veigar, because they're the most powerful for Camelback.
Oh, Camelback got the third dragon. I got so distracted by the fight. I don't even know who got dragon.
I didn't even realize they did get Dragon. I'm so focused
Yeah.
on the fight
Oh,
right
Ash. Okay, so now I see what happened. When Gangplank was fighting them, Ash stayed back at Dragon and took Dragon while they were distracting River Valley. They distracted us too.
now. That is very good. It does look like River Valley, all of them are dead, but they will be going for Baron as of right now.
Yep,
As you can
Camelback got
see.
an ace, and that is the perfect time to go for Baron because you know that the other team is just now coming back. Only 2 of them are back up, the other 3 are still down. So it gives you time to chunk down that Baron. Ash does look like is in the river. Not sure if she's heading up to join them or is just clearing the minion wave. Rel is staying behind, just trying to cause some distraction while the rest of the team takes out Baron, and they're able to get him.
It was very good, especially that Rel. She did distract the Zed, so it's very good.
Did a really good job. And for support to be able to hold off a Zed, that just says how well the Camelback is playing right now. Rel has 13 assists. Shutdown gold on Gangplank, Kane, and Ash is at 700. That's absolutely crazy. So Camelback really doing a great job, playing really, really smart right now. So yeah, having a great first game in today's series.
This is very good. For the shutdowns, if just I think Zed, he could get all 3 kills, I think it might be very powerful, and just he might be a little bit fed, even though he does have 7 deaths.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling a little bit with that. Looks like Gangplank has separated a little bit. He is in bot lane, taking that farm, while Ash and Rel and is Veigar with them? Yep. They are pushing up mid and just really pushing River Valley further back into their nexus.
That is very good. I mean, they're really trying to push up there, but they do need minions for it. Look at that Mordekaiser is trying to clear out some vision, but try to
Oh,
move back
that was
away.
a great cage.
Yes, it was. Did get all 3 of them, and just down
And
goes all of
then-
them, honestly.
That Ash ult hit that Mundo and just really allowed for them to push even further. They got Kaiza and they got Brand. So now Camelback is all the way up in their base. And they have taken out the Nexus in both bot and mid. And now minions are flooding in. But you can see the minions have like this purple glow on them. That's because they also have the Baron buff. It just makes them so much more powerful against towers. And my game froze. Did yours freeze?
It did actually. That does suck, but it does look like Camelback was winning
Yeah.
that fight.
So from time to time, League of Legends will do this to us when it's like about to tell us victory. It just freezes and says, psych, we don't get to see the victory symbol. But this does tell us that Camelback was able to take out that last tower and get the win for game 1 of this series. So we are going to leave this screen and reset for a minute. We're going to turn on some music and we will be back with game 2 shortly.
It's a very good game.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in go and take it. This is your moment. Now is your time. So prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Welcome to the climb up. Reach for the summit. Visions brave, the one falls steadily the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. It is you fight among the dead beneath the dirt. But do you know yet? Or do you want it? And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, do you know yet? We don't die. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Pick up your weapon and face it.
All right, welcome back. We are ready to join in for our picks and bans. So let's see here. To start off, it does look like River Valley has changed their lineup. So they, you are allowed to make roster changes between game 1 and game 2. You can make substitutions as long as you update the official roster on Play Versus. So it does look like their ADC has changed. Looks like their support is now going to play... Hold on, I'm trying to make sense of this. It looks like their support is going to now play ADC. It looks like... their support was their top laner. So from the previous game, their top laner and their support are now both going to be in bot lane. Top lane switch with ADC, and mid stayed the same. So mid and jungle stayed the same. The others just did a little bit of a shift. So that's interesting.
For bans for Comeback, we did ban Warwick, Set, and Xwrath, and River Valley did ban that Gangplank, so I think that was an obvious choice, honestly.
They also banned Rel, which does also make sense. So Camelback looks like we picked Vigar and Ashe first. So solidifying our mid lane and our bot lane. They have picked Rammus, so I know that's going to be a jungler. Yorick, I have no idea. I would assume that's a top laner, but I'm not sure.
Yorick is a top laner. I've actually seen some of his abilities, and they're pretty interesting. It's like it's just like he brings the cemetery like all around with him. That's what basically just. That's what the type of character he is.
Okay, and then we have a Kali. And I also don't know where Akali is going to be. Is she a mid laner? Maybe?
No, I think Kali is probably either the jungle or the ADC.
Okay. And it does look like Camelback has banned Brand and Misfortune.
That is very good. And for River Valley, they did ban the Darius and the Kane.
Which honestly, I'm not surprised. After that last game, you always want to adjust, just like we did. So, so let's see for our final picks. Let's see what each team ends up going with.
Oh,
So
who
it
is-
looks like
I don't-
Lilia.
I don't think Go ahead.
Is she's the deer one, right?
I
That has
think
like
so,
the
but
lantern.
I think so. I've never seen that champion before, but I do know she is a jungler.
Yeah, she can be. So she can be played in lots of places. But yeah, she's going to be a jungler. And it looks like River Valley has picked Jin for their bot lane, for their ADC, and then let's see who they pick for their support. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Wait. Swain is a mid laner. I mean, he can be played as a support.
That is true, but I think his main role is a jungler, though, isn't it?
I thought it was mid lane, but it does look like they're gonna use Swain as a support. I remember I saw one game where they were playing that, and I remember talking to our other coach because I was surprised. I'd never seen Swain in bot lane, and he was like, "Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but he can be played as support." So it does look like on the River Valley side we have Yorick in top lane, Rammus in jungle, Akali in mid, Jin as ADC, and Swain as support.
That is good. And for Camelback, we have Jax up top. Lily in what jungle, correct?
Yeah, Lilia. Yep.
Lilia in jungle, Veigar in mid, Ashe and Leona are bottom.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be fun. I know Pugman has played a lot of Leona. He just hasn't had a chance to play her as much in the regular season games, but he has still been putting in plenty of practice. I know Leona, one of my favorite things about her is her ultimate. It's great for those team fights as an engage because if she lands her ultimate, she can stun the whole team, and so can Lilia. So lots of opportunities between Lilia's stun, Veigar's cage, and Leona's stun from her ultimate. It could be a very interesting set of team fights if those three can land those stuns.
It's gonna be very annoying. It's supposed to be because they already know how the Veigar plays, and with his cage, so that's already gonna be really annoying. For River Valley.
Yeah, the cooldown on that cage, I feel like wasn't very long because Veigar was able to use the cage not only to engage, to stun champions, but to get away and to push River Valley back. I noticed he was doing that a lot in lane, in tower. He'd lay the cage down, and River Valley can't come close to them because if they push on that cage, they're going to get stunned. So Veigar did a really good job of using his cage for more than just engages, which made things difficult for River Valley. So I think it'll be very interesting to see. I don't know a lot of the champions on River Valley side. I don't know Yorick at all. So I'm very curious to see what he does. Rammus, the only thing I remember is that I think he turns into a ball and charges at you. If I remember
he does
correctly.
have spikes. I think that's what it is a shell, and he does have spikes on it. So that's very
Right.
good. Yorick, he has a shovel as a weapon actually.
Okay.
So what he does is, I haven't seen too much, but I know he can't. I think one of his ults is where he brings this ghostly thing alive, and he can get minions, and I'm guessing dig them up to attack the enemy minions or tower.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be
Um,
really good. CS and then that, and so you get extra support, especially if you have team fights in the lanes, and he just has an army of those. You will get a lot more out of it.
right. And then on our side, looking at Jax, that's also another champion that I don't know super well. So I'm not sure how to even judge the engages that could potentially happen in that top lane. Um, but is it interesting to note that um, that is one of the changes that River Valley made. They changed their top laner. So not only do we have a new champion, but we have a completely different player in top lane. So it'll be interesting to see what style they choose to go with as they go into this next game, knowing that top laner changed, ADC and support, they all swapped roles. So it'll be interesting to see if they still play safe, if they try to play more aggressive and try to attack early game. I'm just very curious to see what the change in champions is going to mean for this game. Change in players, sorry, not champions.
I mean, it's both in players and champions, so they just kind of moved around. So it's going to be very interesting to see like who can do what.
Yeah, exactly. So we are joining in the map right now. We got past the loading screen pretty quickly, which I think it's awesome. Sometimes it takes way longer than others. But it looks like we are set to start for game 2. Remember, we do switch sides. So Camelback is on the red side now, and River Valley is blue side. It does look like both teams are opening up in their standard formation, Camelback in their 5-point formation, and it looks like River Valley is staying near their positions. So nothing crazy going on, just some pings where they see champions peeking through. But I don't think anyone wants to engage early on.
I don't think anyone would really engage early on unless it's like at least 2 or 3 people together, because unless that happens, then it will be pretty risky to see what happens if especially if you are alone. It's just like all 5 of them coming towards you.
Right. I know it's good to have like an invade if you have like a blitz, and a blitz can land a hook, then it can be really useful, or a Lux, because she does have her big stun, or even a Morgana, because if you're able to land some of those hooks. But it really relies on that support because they're the ones that usually have those types of abilities. So yeah, but otherwise, if you don't have some of those, it's not worth the invade, the risk of causing a lot of damage.
True. It does look like River Valley did start in red, and Camelback did start in blue buff. That's very good on both teams.
Right, so just standard starts. Looks like both sets of bot laners have gone together in the bot lane and just farming away. Top lane kind of doing the same. Those flames on the ground, I don't know who they belong to. Do they belong to Jax or they belong to Yorick?
They actually belong to Yorick. So
Okay.
if I remember correctly, he can bring them out, and I think that is his passive where he brings that Dominion's soul back to life and just have like a little army of them.
Okay. Alright, looks like Swain is hanging out in that bottom river bush, so I think Camelback needs to try to find the time, and there we go, right as I say it. They are able to get a ward in there. Leona really trying to cause some damage for that Swain. Gets close, but I don't know if he's going to get away, and it does look like he gets away. But he did have to use his flash.
I mean, it was very good that they did go in on that. So that's very good, especially on Leona's part, because it did look like she dashed all the way towards him and did a lot of damage while the Ashe was just right there as well.
Yeah, so Leona has an ability. It's almost like a Nautilus. But it's not a hook. It's her sword that when she lands it, it actually brings her to the champion. So it works almost like a hook. So that's what she was able to do. She was able to land that sword, which allowed her to dash quickly to Swain and really cause some damage. She was able to use her ignite right after, which allowed her to keep causing damage. Just unfortunately, Ash wasn't able to get too many hits on her to cause the extra damage to actually get the kill. But they got close.
It's true. They did get very close, so they do realize they can probably get them.
So Rammus does gank on bot lane, and unfortunately, oh, she is able to flash, and it looks like she got away. That was a great play by
Very low
Leona.
health.
I thought Leona was going to be out at that point. But the fact that she still had flash, Ash looks like she used her heal to help out Leona. But that's when you want to save your summoner spells for that reason right there. To make sure that when you're in those situations, you're able to get away. Because even if you get away with a sliver of health, you got away and you didn't give the kill to the enemy team.
It is true. It does look like Jax is doing a lot of damage to River Valley's top laner. This is very good.
Yeah, so it looks like Ash just stayed under tower, just really played safe while they were trying to push up. Leona is walking around trying to put some vision.
That was very good, and does look like they might start setting up for drag. I don't know, because they are getting to the point where they can start to get ready for dragon.
Right. So it looks like that Akali tried to tower dive Vygar, but really wasn't able to get much out of it. Caused a little bit of damage, but not anything too significant. Mid laners are really able to keep up with each other for now.
That is true.
Looks
Usually
like
it's the mid
Leona.
laners and
Yeah.
top laners especially. They definitely have to keep up with each other, because if they don't, then it's really just a waste.
Yep. So I don't think Leona knows that there is vision in that bush. So she's trying to hide a little bit. Oh, and it looks like that ward wore off. So she is hiding in that bush, probably waiting for Ash to get back and waiting for some more minions.
That is true. Does look like not much vision still. Does look like all of them are just still playing chicken with each other. So that's very good. Both good
Yeah,
and bad, but
I think
It's
both
hard to
teams
tell.
are playing safe. They don't want to really feed into anybody, so they are doing their best to play smart, which I think both teams are doing a really good job of right now. Looks like we have a gank in top lane, and let's see. Looks like Jax is able to get first blood.
that was very good on his part.
Yeah, that was definitely a good gank.
He's already a little bit ahead in CS, so that's very good.
Absolutely. So, yeah, just not anything too massive going on. Looks like Yorick did use his teleport to get back to lane quickly. That's again one of those summoner spells, which, yes, it allows you to get quickly to your lane, but it has a really long cooldown. So now if there is a team fighter and engage, he's not going to be able to get there quickly. And Rammus has been caught in the jungle.
That is true. He's very low, but it does look like he's gonna try to get away.
It does look like Lilia has gone down and Leona has gone down. So that was definitely a difficult engage. Jax teleported down to bot lane to help and was able to get a kill on Akali. Unfortunately, that's
good.
going to cost Camelback some plates in top lane because it left Yorick up in top lane by himself.
That is true. Jax will have to recall to the town and then just go all the way back to top lane. That will take some time.
Exactly. It does look like Vigar was able to farm a little bit without any pressure, which is really good. Both bot lanes are back. So just looking for the next engage. Dragon is up, but I don't think anyone is even close to being ready to engage. Looks like River Valley has a ward in the Dragon Pit. But really no other vision.
It looks like they will be trying to get Ixor right there on Jin right there. It does look like Ashe and Leona did get that. So that's very good.
Absolutely. So it looks like Lilia is headed towards Dragon. Jax is trying to get another kill and got so close, but had to back off as that Rammus is right there. Jax does not have any summoner spells to help him out, so we'll see if he's able to get away. And he gets the kill on Rammus, but unfortunately goes down to that Yorick.
It was sad to see, but at least he took one of them down with him. So it's very good on his part because as long as you can get a kill before you go down, I think that's still very helpful.
Yep. So let's see, it looks like Lilia is going up to top lane to put some pressure on Yorick to kind of back off from that river. I'm sorry, from that tower, while Jax comes back. He did put a ward in the pit for the Rift Herald, so who knows, maybe that'll be their next objective for Camelback.
I mean, I'm pretty sure just winning at this point is always an objective, so that's really good. And there you go, as you can see, top laner's ult right there. We saw spawns in, I guess something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you call it, but I'm just gonna call it like a soul.
Yeah.
And that's what he really just does. Honestly, he just tries to get that.
So Lilia unfortunately was a little too low and tried to fight Krugs, which is like the little rock animals, and died to them. But I mean, that kill doesn't go on anybody. Nobody really gets the gold for that kill. So I guess if you're gonna die, that's how you want to do it.
That is true. I mean, especially for you really don't want to get killed by any of the enemy champions.
Right. Rammus is in that top jungle river, and looks like he found Jax and decided to retreat.
That's good because I don't know if he could honestly take Jax because Jax is, I don't know, I feel like he's getting ahead, but at the same time he's not because both of them are equally, it does look like they're equally matched in CS and in level.
Right, they are. Jax does have a few more kills than him, which does equate to gold difference. So I mean, just looking at items, Jax does have more items than Yorick. So that's really the only way that you see it translate. Looks like we have a little bit of an engage down by Dragon. Camelback trying to get ready for that Dragon. River Valley is there trying to engage.
Looks like that Leona was left alone for a little bit there. Ashe trying to get away, but Leona does die. So does River Valley support and the jungler, so it's very good. Jin just trying to do as much damage as he can. and ends up dying to that Veigar. Veigar just comes in and steals that kill, so it's very good on their part. They did
Yeah,
end
that
up
was
getting, I think, 3 kills, so it's very good.
it's a really good engage. I'm not 100% sure why they didn't go for Dragon at that point. It does look like everyone recalled except for Lilia. Akali is there trying to clear some vision, so that's interesting that they all decided to back off and not go for Dragon at that point.
I shoot, usually people would go for Dragon, but I guess just not this time.
Yeah, and granted, they did all get really low in life, so it might have been just that to go back, reset, get healthy, and then try to come back and engage for that dragon again, because they do seem to be at the dragon pit. Looks like Yorick is using his ultimate again, but Jax is backing and is recalling.
It looks like they did come back ish, did try to start that dragon right there. But River Valley just trying to come in and do the best they can. Jungler trying not to die, so it's very good. Leona does end up going down. Ash does end up getting killed, but just not so long. Does
Yeah,
die.
unfortunately,
So does Veigar.
this is a challenge. Akali does end up taking out Lilia, so we did have River Valley go down. Just one of their champions, but we lost 4. So River Valley is going to capitalize on that and take first dragon. So those were some really good engages. Just River Valley, I think, was just a little bit more prepared for that fight than we were.
Yeah, that is true. It looked like even Gold's a match, but Counterpart does have 2 kills up. And River Valley did get that dragon, so Gold might be a little bit even when they do spawn back or go back to the fountain.
Right, and that Rift Herald is still up. Akali is starting to get a little fed. Akali is at the same level as that Jax. So Camelback definitely needs to be careful that Akali does not end up getting out of hand. But it does look like Camelback gets a kill on Swain.
And that's very good that they got Sports, because Sports can be very tanky. That look like that Leona is trying to get out there, even trying to turn that around. She did make it out alive. That was very good. Jack is back, so trying to protect that tower.
Right, so it does look like Rammus is chasing down that Lilia, and Veigar is there trying to support. Leona comes up from behind, and oh, that's a good hook. Jin is using his ult, so Camelback definitely has to be careful. Looks like they blocked to protect that Leona, so she is very, very low, and oof.
Leona does go in for some reason. I think trying to defend all of her teammates individually. Veigar does get pulled back, so he did end up dying from that Jhin. It looks like our jungler and our bottom Ash did make out of there alive.
Right. I think Camelback was just a little bit too low, and the other champions were able to come back rather quickly. Swain had just come back after dying, but came back full health and was able to finish off that fight.
That is true. Looks like Jax is doing a lot of damage in that top lane.
And is able to get a kill on that Yorick again.
Does look like that top tower for Counterpart is looking really weak, so kind of bad on their part. I mean, he's still trying his best, so it's very good.
Yep, they seem to be really putting a lot of pressure on that bot lane. There's so much vision down there, just in that corner right now that we were seeing. River Valley has 3 different wards right there. So I think they're really starting to focus that bot lane. That just means they have to play a little more carefully for sure. Leona scanning to see if there are any more wards as they get
I
closer
mean,
to
everyone's just
tower.
trying
And we haven't engaged in top. Looks like Jax got caught by Rammus got caught by Jax, but Lilia is right there to help support. Jax does go down to Yorick, and let's see if Lilia is able to get the kill. And it looks like she is.
That is very good.
Akali is there with a tiny little bit of life, so it'll be interesting to see. And yeah, just one hit from Lilia and Akali is down.
Yep. I think Akali is very squishy, so it's a lot harder. And I thought she was been more of a jungler or ADC, but I mean it's still really good. But just she's just really squishy, so it'd be very hard. It looked like the Leona did protect the Ashe. So that
Yeah,
was very
definitely.
good.
And both looks like they are able to walk away. Oh, Leona got hit really far away, which is unfortunate because she was almost in the clear. But Veigar is back, trying to help defend that tower and protect Ashe a little bit more.
That's very good. So it looks like Jax did get that top lane turret. Probably gonna get ganked right now by the two of them, so that's very good.
Right, and next dragon, it has spawned. So you can see Lilia's down in the bottom riverside. Not sure if she is starting dragon. It does look like River Valley is coming up real close, right behind them. And it does look like Lilia was able to get dragon before River Valley got there.
That is very good. Jax just trying to do as much as he can. Just too many minions are right there.
Right, but
Still
he is
does
able
go
to
in.
get the kill.
Yep, yes he is.
So it looks like everyone's gathering around this Akali, trying to take her out. We have a little bit of a team fight, 4v4. Well, it looks like Jax has pushed the minion wave all the way up to the tower, laid some vision to just make sure that he is safe. And he's hitting that tower.
He is, well, the rest of them are just trying to do as much as they can. Jin does end up using his ult. But missing almost every single one of his shots.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Leona. Akali was so low that she just shot out her sword and was able to just stun her, land on top of her, and be able to take her out. Jax did take out that top turret. So 2 turrets are down in that top lane. And now Camelback is here in mid lane, gonna try to take out this mid lane tower as well.
It would be very good. That's good. They could probably power dive Jin, maybe if the let's get very low.
Yeah, so Leona does have a shield, so it looks like she was able to use her shield and get those last couple hits to get that tower to go down. And now they're just retreating to be able to recall at a safe distance. Looks like they are having to back off a little bit more as tower is getting hit. But they're both really low. Like, as much as you want to stay there to defend tower, it's not worth giving the enemy a kill.
It's true. Look like about just almost all of River Valley's side is just very squishy.
Yeah, Akali was causing some damage early on. I know she was starting to be a challenge. I mean, she is 6-3-1. But Camelback is starting to get ahead again. That Jax is 7-2. Lilia is 5-3-7. So Camelback's doing a really good job of getting ahead.
It's true. It looks
So
like
let's
about
see here.
1,000 gold difference for Camelback. They are about 6 kills up, 13 and 19, which is very good.
Ooh, that was a really good engage by Leona. She did use her ultimate and stun them. The team was able to get in and cause some damage. Jin is down. And let's see. They are chasing down. Couldn't tell who that was. I could only see the player's name, which is Umedbro.
Yeah, it's very hard to see, but it does look like it was their mid laner and jungler and top laner that all went down. It looked like their support did go
Yeah.
down as well.
So
That is an
Camelback
ace right there.
does get an ace, which is really fantastic. Looks like Jax has gone back up to help clear the minion wave while the rest of the team pushes mid tower. Takes out the mid tower. Looks like Jin is going to use his ultimate. And Leona is taking the hits, recovering for the team as they take out the Nexus.
That is very good. Because since Leona did have that shield for a little bit there, it's very good that she did take a few of those hits.
Yeah, which allowed the team to keep hitting the tower, which allowed them to take that out and be able to get to the Nexus. Looks like River Valley tried to chase that Lilia. She does have a 700 gold shutdown, so it's understandable why they want to take Lilia out for sure.
That is true. Ash has 150, so does Vagar, and Jax has 250, so that's very good.
Looks like Lilia is able to get away. Oh no, she gets taken out by that Jin, and so does Vygar.
That's very sad to see.
They did take out a Kali, so unfortunately it was a 2-for-1. But Camelback's still ahead by 4,000 gold, ahead by 10 kills. So they just need to make sure that, not too many engages like that one happen. Like, they'll happen from time to time, but making sure not too often. And with Lilia down for another 13 seconds, it does give River Valley the opportunity to get the next dragon.
It does look like they will be gaining that second dragon right there. So that's very good on their part. Does look good for River Valley, but not as good as Camelback. Camelback's still pushing and holding strong onto the lead. 5 towers down, and they're already in the base. So if they could keep pushing really hard, they might end up being able to take the game early on.
Right, and in that mid lane, now they're having to deal with the super minions. Super minions take a lot, cause a lot more damage and take a lot more time to take out. So that will create some challenges for Camelback. Jax has been doing a really good job of alternating between top and bot lane to clear the wave for the minions to crash into that tower and to start to get some hits. So that's definitely going to help Camelback in the long run because it's going to start to put some pressure on both top and bot lane, where it's going to have to distract River Valley from protecting their mid lane.
That is true. See, there's about 3 of them for River Valley in mid lane. There's also about 3 for Camelback as well. In mid lane, just trying to hold them off. That's very good.
So yeah, it looks like we might get a little bit of an engage. Jax and Akali almost met up in the bot lane. So let's see. Leona did have to flash, but unfortunately Jin got the kill. So Jin over the last few minutes has been starting to get a little tankier. He is now 6-3 and 7. So Camelback definitely needs to be careful to not keep giving Jin the kills, because otherwise he's going to be a very difficult champion to deal with.
It's just like with that sniper rifle for his goal. I think he has about 4 or 5 shots for it, so it can take someone down all the way.
Yeah, so that was a really great engage. Looks like Camelback was able to take out Rammus, Jin, and Swain. Um, and that gold went on to Jax when he got the shutdown gold. So very, very well done by Camelback. And it looks like they are at Baron now, trying to take Baron out. Akali is there, so it'll be interesting to see if they can defend and take Baron at the same time. And looks like they are.
It does look like Jax is taking a lot of the damage though for that Baron. So
Yeah,
it's
but he
very
was
hard
able
for
to
him.
walk away with literally a sliver of life left.
Yeah, he was very low. I'm surprised that he didn't even get killed.
Yeah, I was expecting for him to die to that one. So that's good because with Baron buff, if you die, you lose the buff. So everyone's alive, everyone has the buff. And let's see what Camelback is able to do with that. It does look like Jax is going in bot lane, probably going to try to take out that bot tower. River Valley does not have any vision down there, so they have no clue that he's there for right now. Well, now that he's by tower, they see him.
That is true, but we'll be trying to do the best we can against the Phoenix and all of the Camelback that do have the Baron buff.
It does look like Ashe has gone down, and so will Leona by that Jhin. So Dragon will be spawning in 50 seconds, so Camelback needs to be very careful that they don't lose any more people, so that everyone is up, healthy, and ready to go for the next Dragon.
That is true. I mean, everyone will probably need to reset here and there, especially because if you have like a lot of gold on you, you know, you definitely want to reset just so you can get more items, because the items will help you a lot.
Right, and it does look like Jax took out two of the bot towers, killed Akali, and is now facing off Swain as him and the minions take out the Nexus. Wow. So he is in the enemy's base. Looks like the rest of the team is distracting River Valley, but Jax just took out one of the Nexus towers, cleared minions, and might be going for the next tower too.
It does look like they got an ace, so he will be trying his best just to push up as much as he can.
Yeah, Akali is just now spawning, but the minions keep hitting the Nexus. So even while he fights Akali, the rest of the minions will fight the Nexus, and Camelback gets their second win. That was excellent set of games for Camelback. They played so well today.
Yeah,
That
it
was
very
exciting to watch.
Very exciting to see.
Absolutely. So yeah, great way to end the season. Especially for our seniors, as regular season comes to an end. Plus, it helps us secure a good seat for playoffs. So we will have to wait until the rest of our league finishes their games. Sometimes schools have issues or they have to do reschedules or whatever, until records are finalized and the brackets are all set. But great job to our Camelback Spartans finishing off 2-0 tonight. So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the game. Our final games for Rocket League will be Thursday. Our varsity team will be facing Mesquite High School. So it'll be very exciting to see our Camelback Spartans face off in their final Rocket League game of the regular season. So have a great night. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.